Disney magic in real life doesn't always go according to plan. This is our very first Disney cruise, and let's just say we had some learning curves along the way. We discovered some pretty amazing things, but there are some things we definitely do differently next time. Come along as we find out what really makes the Disney Wish so magical. Thrills await! If you know anything about Disney cruising, you know there are different Castaway Club tiers. Since this was our very first cruise, we were the very bottom tier. That's just how Disney rewards returning cruisers. The higher your tier, the earlier you can check in and board, giving you a huge head start to exploring the ship. I was determined to get on as early as possible. I even stayed up until midnight to check in the second that window opened for our group. And I quickly learned that that doesn't really help. I may make a separate video breaking all of this down in more detail because there is a lot to it. But for now, I'll just walk you through our experience for this trip. We actually arrived 30 minutes early, which turned out to be a pretty bad idea because not only do they not let you board until your scheduled boarding time, but the computers went down. So no one was allowed to board, and we didn't end up boarding until about an hour after our scheduled boarding time. It was really rough because we were standing in direct sunlight. Lots of people were hot and frustrated. But once we stepped on board, none of that mattered. Everything was brand new to us. We were experiencing it all for the very first time, and it was magical.
Disney Wish, please welcome the Wonderland family.
And just like that, we are on the Disney Wish. The Disney Wish is themed around enchantment, and fittingly, the Grand Hall was inspired by Cinderella. Since this is a Christmas cruise, everything was festively decorated. It was absolutely beautiful and the perfect way to get into the holiday spirit. Since it was so late in the day, we went straight to the lunch buffet. It is open on Embarkation Day, but we didn't board until around 2 p.m., 2:30, so we just barely made it. Thank goodness, too, because we didn't have anything to eat up until this point. So another hot tip, bring snacks because you just never know what could happen. Okay, next stop is our stateroom. And for our room, we booked a guaranteed captain's veranda stateroom. We got this at an amazingly discounted price while Disney was running one of their specials. These views are sometimes obstructed, and the cruise chooses where you're going to be on the ship. So this can sometimes be a little bit risky because you could be super far forward or too far back, and if you get seasick, this is not good. When I did some research on these rooms online, they all looked a little bit different. So let's find out what this will look like for us or what it could look like for you with a quick tour of our room.
Oh, Mom.
What? Did I win? Oh! It's Tiana.
You guessed that one, didn't you?
I did. That's what I
Let's
guessed.
check out the balconies.
Where's the button?
Actual emergency.
They're right here.
Actually
Are not operational. So please remember to use
So this is a bed up here, and then this turns into a bed right here.
Who's on top?
You got Marvel.
I got it. Is there a ladder or anything that she
That's so
could?
cute.
Okay.
Hey, yeah. Hey. How?
So what do we have? Okay, I mean, it looks like a regular balcony.
I feel like I'm at home. Finish this idea.
Okay. There's not a lot of drawers to put our... Oh, that's a refrigerator. There's not a lot of drawers for our clothes. Let's check the closet. Let's check the closet. So you can hang stuff up. Okay, there's shelves, so maybe we can all pick a shelf for our stuff. Yeah, because we don't really have anything to hang up. What?
If if you want to go at night and you don't want the lights to blow your eyes out.
Oh, that's nice.
We can get little free chocolate.
And it's separate from the shower,
Nice.
so you don't have somebody using the restroom. So let's turn on the lights. Boom.
Nice.
And there's actual room in there.
Shampoo, conditioner. It's a pretty big tub.
Yeah.
I later learned that the space under the beds is large enough to accommodate our suitcases. It's not ideal, but it made packing at the end of our trip much easier. One of the magical things about Disney cruises is how everyone decorates their stateroom doors. The doors are magnetic, so families bring themed magnets, signs with their names, and cute little decorations. Especially around the holidays, it's such a fun way to show off your Disney side and easily find your room in the hallway. You might also notice little hanging pouches on some of the doors, and those are called fish extenders. They're part of the gift exchange that you can sign up for before you cruise, where families will leave small surprises for each other throughout the trip, or you can choose to do pixie dusting. It's all optional, but it really adds to the experience and makes the ship feel even more magical, especially during Christmas time. Make sure to keep a lookout for a future video because I'm going to share all about our pixie dusting experience, how you can join, and some tips on how to make your cruise extra special. After decorating our door and before heading to the sail away party, we attended our mandatory muster drill because safety first. The process was also delayed by about 45 minutes, but once it started, it was quick and super simple. It is time to get this party started. Let's sail away.
Here we go.
After the muster drill, we headed to the upper deck for the sail away party. Because boarding was delayed, the party also seemed to start a little late, but that's totally okay. We grabbed a drink, we claimed a spot on that upper deck so that we could get a good view of the main stage and also watch the ship sail away.
Oh, and I know each and every one of you has a wish in your heart. Together, we can make even the biggest wishes come true, like setting sail. Shall we see what our magic can do? Now, repeat after me. Wishes do come true. Ready? Wishes do come true. Okay. Come on. It's time to sail away.
And it definitely looked like we were moving, but plot twist, it was actually the other ship, the Disney Fantasy, that was sailing away instead. So yes, we were still delayed at this point. If you're really looking forward to something like this, like I was, my advice is not to hold on to it too tightly. Stay open-minded, be flexible. It just really helps because things like this can happen. Either way, counting down our vacation with Minnie and all the other characters on board was such a cute memory. After the party, we cooled off with our first serving of ice cream, but this definitely was not our last. The flavors were so addicting, definitely give them a try. After heading back to our room to freshen up for tonight's festivities, we headed toward the Walt Disney Theater for tonight's show, Disney Sees the Adventure. Being that we are that lower tier status this cruise, we also did not get to choose our dining time, and we got a later dining. This wasn't a problem for me because we have older kids, but if you're sailing with little ones, just keep that in mind. Before the show, we grabbed this adorable holiday Disney popcorn bucket, which doubles as a take-home souvenir, and it kept us pretty satisfied. After the show, we had some downtime before dinner, so we went and took pictures in the Grand Hall using Disney's photo package, which we purchased for a discounted price in advance. And as you can see, we are in our pajamas because it's unofficial pajama night. This was coordinated with other cruisers in that Facebook page that I mentioned earlier, so I highly suggest joining. I can't stress this enough because along with the fish extenders, these are the magical touches that you have control over. Another downside to our late dining was that it was during the tree lighting ceremony. We just got really lucky though because our first rotational dining was at 1923, and this is on the same floor as the Grand Hall, where the tree lighting ceremony was held. While we were waiting for our dinner, we of course let our server know. We walked right out to the grand hall, watched the tree lighting ceremony, and by the time we came in, our dinner was arriving at our table. Santa even popped in for a surprise appearance just above the stage to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. After dinner, we walked into hyperspace with our kids, and even though there wasn't an age restriction, it did feel like an adult vibe, and we felt out of place in our pajamas. So we walked right out, and the kids chose to check into their individual kids' areas. Dad and I decided to go catch a movie on the top deck. It was 11 p.m., so it was very short-lived, but we picked the kids back up shortly after and got ready for bed after a long day. Pixie dusting honestly ended up being the most magical part of our first day. We really got into the spirit of giving, and it was so fun walking quietly down the hallways like Santa and filling fish hangers. It was also a great way to check out everyone's doors and see how creative people got. The whole thing just felt really special, and it was the perfect way to end our first night on board. Okay. We have different ones. That is a wrap on day one aboard the Disney Wish. From the semi-sail away party to dinner and the tree lighting ceremony, everything was super rushed, but it was still super magical. Tomorrow is our first stop at Nassau, but we are staying on board to explore the ship, and it's pirate night. Thank you so much for joining us. If you made it this far and you got value from this video, please like so that other people can find it too. And if you're not already, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss out on day 2 on the Disney Wish. Bye!